In this video, we would be covering FRC software components and their functions. First, I will be going over a brief overview of what these components are. The components are used for developing and debugging code, as well as assisting the user with communications between the robot and the code. The main supported operating system is Windows. However, Mac and Linux can also be used. In Visual Studio Code, we would mainly write our Java code. This is how VS Code looks like. To create a project, first press this icon and create a new project. First, we will need to select a project type. So template, Java, and command robot. Then select the project folder, which I have already selected. After that, enter in the project name, let's say example, and the team number, 115. If we look into robot.java, we see two types of methods. One ending in init and the other ending in periodic. The init methods are called first, and then the periodic method would be continuously called. The init method runs once, the periodic method runs more than once. For example, robot init is called when the robot first starts up. Here we can initialize all our variables. Next, the robot periodic method would be called. If we look into subsystems, we see an example subsystem. In a subsystem, we mainly write our methods for what the robot needs to do. For example, let's say the robot wants to add two numbers. We can have a method that does this. This method would be called through the commands, example command. The computer has already generated an instance of the example subsystem and already initialized it. There are four main methods in the command: the initialize, execute, end, and is finished. The initialize method is first called when the command is called. Here, let's say we want to add 2 and 3. So we can do add 2 and 3. The computer would only add 2 and 3 once. After that, the execute method would be called. This method keeps on running until the is finished method returns true. So let's say we want to add 4 and 5 here. And we could say the is finished method returns true. So in this case, execute would only run once. After the execute method is finished running, the end method would be called. Okay, let's say in the end method, we want to add 5 and 6. To install VS Code, visit this link. The FRC driver station is the only component allowed to control the robot during the competition. There are two main phases: the teleoperated and the autonomous. The teleoperated phase is when the user controls the robot, while the autonomous phase is when the robot controls itself. For installation, click on this link. This picture depicts a smart dashboard. It is used. In this, we need to remember that it has widgets for each variable sent. It can also display images from an onboard camera. For more information, you can visit this link. The live window is used as a test mode and for getting feedback. More information can be found here. The SHUFFLEBOARD has a better layout system than SMARTDASHBOARD, but it uses the same concept of widgets. Another tool is the Roborio imaging tool, which is used for detecting the RoboRio device and reporting information about it. The FRC driver station log viewer is powered by the driver station, and it contains logs such as battery voltage. Don't worry about the components and the coding part. A more deeper understanding would be established once you actually work on it. The configuration instructions to configure radio are on the bottom. For more information, visit this site.